I just want the cheapest health insurance to get my Spanish visa approved. That's something I hear a lot, but I've also seen what happens when people take that approach too literally. By the time most people are choosing health insurance, they've already invested a lot of time, money and emotional energy into moving to Spain. Transportation may be arranged, documents are in progress, sometimes even property transactions are being completed. And at that point, the insurance decision doesn't feel that important, but in reality is one of the most critical parts of the process. Because the wrong choice doesn't just become an inconvenience, it can create real complications. It can potentially delay your visa, lead to additional stress, or in some cases, you have to purchase another product in a hurry. And once you arrive, you may discover the level of cover isn't what you assumed it would be. One of the most common things people say is, I haven't been ill in 20 or 30 years. I don't need anything complicated. And that may be true, but you're not just staying in your current situation. You're moving to a different country with different healthcare systems, different doctors, and in some cases, limited ability to simply go back home if something happens. And the question isn't really whether you've been healthy, it's what happens if something unexpected does occur and what exactly you've actually bought into. Another common approach is, I just need something cheap to get the visa. That sounds logical on the surface, but it's a bit like buying the cheapest possible car just to get it to work every day without thinking about whether it's reliable, safe, or actually comfortable for daily life. Because yes, the policy may satisfy the requirements on paper, but what matters is how it functions in real life once you are here. And with a bit more understanding, you could often get a much more suitable level of cover for a relatively small difference in cost. Some policies look very attractive at first glance: competitive pricing, monthly payment options, and even reimbursement style structures that seem flexible. But those features don't always tell the full story. For example, reimbursement policies are sometimes accepted, but I've also seen cases where they are questioned or refused depending on interpretation. And some lower cost policies don't include routine healthcare that people assume is standard. Things like mammograms, cervical screening, or prostate checks. Which means when you arrive in Spain thinking you're fully covered, but still have to organise and pay for certain basic care yourself. The key point is this: there's no single perfect policy, but there are definitely choices that don't fit the reality of how you'll actually live life in Spain. And when you're making a decision at this stage of a major life move, it's worth understanding not just what gets you approved, but what actually protects you once you're here in Spain. That's where most of the differences really show up.